Hello, and welcome to 5 for Friday for this first Friday in March 3rd. Thanks for tuning in to this week's issue of 5 for Friday, where we look at signals of change in the news that are relevant to small business owners. Don't have time to stay up on the news yourself? Let me do it for you and summarize it nicely with 5 topics in about 5 minutes. Today we'll discuss big tech layoffs, manual transmission cars, voice banks, and the lunar time zone, along with airless basketballs and tech in sports. Ready to get started? All right, here we go. We'll start with topic number 1. Big tech employers are not your family. Sure, employers like Salesforce claim to be like family until they laid off 8,000 of their family members. In other layoff news, Amazon managers claim they were pressured to lay off successful workers to meet goals. Google employees claim that an algorithm helped decide who lost jobs. And the helpful cafeteria robots at Google's headquarters are now also out of a job. Even top universities are now encouraging their students to look to smaller companies and industries other than big tech for jobs if you want any sort of job security. Just bear in mind, every single person laid off is a big deal to a small business owner. Just saying. All right, moving onward to story number 2, your next car. Apparently, less than a third of us are planning to buy an electric vehicle as our next car. Too much to work out yet, including batteries setting on fire, limited supplies of raw materials for those batteries, and not enough charging stations. And don't even get me started on autonomous vehicles that will need to learn to cooperate with human-driven cars, which might entail a new kind of traffic light. And super cool, a car that can repossess itself if you don't pay your loan. No wonder manual transmission cars are seeing an increase in sales in the last couple years. We want to feel like we're in charge of something. Keep an eye out on this disruptive industry, as I expect that it will stay disruptive, aka ripe for opportunity, for quite some time. And with that, let's move on to story number 3, new uses for AI in the news this week. This includes building up a voice bank for ALS patients who can then rely on AI to create a synthetic voice that sounds like their own when they lose their ability to speak. Pretty cool. Retail stores are finding uses for AI beyond customer service chatbots for their online sales. This includes AI personal shoppers, AI inventory tracking, and autonomous security robots. And if that isn't dystopian enough for you, consider the rapid increase in deep fake videos that are able to communicate false information and make it hard to tell what is real and what isn't. Maybe our AI robot lawyers will be able to sue the fake newscasters? Overall, there are a lot of benefits to computer-supported human interactions, so long as the computers are the assistants and the humans are in control. Is it time to reread your Isaac Asimov collection? Maybe. All right, moving on to story number 4, speedy delivery, or impatient consumers. We're not able to get our purchases nearly fast enough these days, so Amazon is expanding its same-day delivery options, and Target is investing in sorting centers to speed up its delivery as well. One thing needed to make this all happen faster: better addresses for the delivery drivers. Several companies are working on that as well. And when we're ready to live on the moon, the good news is that the moon will have its own time zone, so we'll know when to expect our Amazon delivery in lunar time. This might seem like it doesn't impact B2B businesses, but all these changes are affecting B2C customers, and someday they will impact B2B as well. Are you able to deliver next day or same day delivery to your customers? All right, let's move on to our final story, number 5, sports tech in a variety of different sports. First, we've got robot umpires and an automated ball strike system, which is expected to generate huge changes in the techniques of both pitchers and catchers. You can't fake out a robot. Next, in football, the players are wearing tracking systems that keep track of every possible data point to measure their output. This makes it easier to calculate which team is likely to win and to determine which players have the most potential to go pro. And in basketball, get ready for a new 3D printed airless basketball coming soon from Wilson Sports. And good news, if you use the NBA app, you can now scan yourself and then insert yourself into an NBA game in place of any player on the court. Cool or weird? You be the judge. Finally, if you're a spectator at a sports stadium, don't expect to have any privacy. Cameras are able to recognize faces, collect data on whether you're paying attention or not, and determine the demographics of the fans in the stands. Yikes. All right, and one bonus story today, the Spanish Secretary of Transportation ordered modern new trains that apparently were too big to fit through some tunnels. major fail. Let that be a lesson for all of us. Take your time with big decisions. And that's it for today. Thanks for joining me for this week's 5 for Friday. As always, I hope you'll sign up to receive these videos directly from me or subscribe on YouTube so you can continue to hear about these signals of change that could impact your small business. Thanks and happy Friday.